Hello and welcome to my art spot. My name is Anna and today we're going to be playing with jelly plates. Yes, I'm going to show you a technique that I use to create those fun prints. There will be basically three techniques. They're similar. I'm going to do what I like to call the half plate technique. So stay tuned and oh, one thing important before I show you, you will see the results right after I did the plates. This one, I don't have a video from that one because I already had here in the house. But this one, for example, you will see on my video, this one I use a round paper. So it didn't look too good, but then, and there's also some, I failed to print some of the circles. So after the print was dry, all I did was come with some color pencils and I fixed some of the buttons. So now you can see the full circles. And yeah, and I cut my paper to be a square because it didn't look good in a round paper. So again, feel free to manipulate your results. This one is just, I love it, polka dots. Very simple, but cute. This is my favorite. You will see on the project that this one was not this bright, the results. So again, I came with my Posca pen and I covered with a black ink to make it brighter. Didn't have to, I did it just to show you that it's possible. This one, again, my buttons, I love this texture. My bubble wrap. And this is paper straws, you guys. So yeah, let me show you how I made those puppies, and I hope you enjoy the video. Today I'll be using two jelly plates. The square one is store-bought, the other one I made it myself, and I'll be using them back and forth. So while one is drying, I can use the other one, and vice versa. I'll be using two brayers and three different colors, and I will be combining these colors. It's black, yellow, and red. What else we need? We're gonna need some texture making objects. I'm gonna use, this is actually a scoring tool, but I will be using it to make some marks on my gel plate, and I'll be using some homemade texture plates. This one it's just bubble wrap. I love the impression bubble wrap makes on a jelly plate prints. I made this texture plate with some buttons, and on my DIY jelly plate video, I also give some more ideas in texture plates and show you how to make them. I'm gonna pull the prints with regular plate paper as well as color paper. You can always pull a first print, whatever color you want your background, but I just have some paper here that I need to use, so why not? More texture plates. Those are some I made with foam, just foam. You just cut the foam whatever shape you want, glue some cardstock, and that's it. See, I print some botanicals. So yeah, this is the first technique. It's just basically doing half plate with the desired color. I'm gonna be using black here, and you get used to, you might have to do a few times until you get a feel for how much paint you need on your plate. You don't want extremely wet, but it cannot be too dry. It has to be just right. The Goldilocks rule. Not too much, not too little, just right. And you will figure out what is right for you with time and practice. That's why I like using recycled paper for my prints, because this way I'm not worried about wasting pretty paper. And so I'll recycle. I usually use my prints for collage making anyway. So there you go. The first technique. You're gonna put half of the paint on your plate, and then you're gonna come with your texture plate and work it as a stamp, basically. You remove a little bit of paint from one side and you place it on the other side. And now I'm gonna let that one dry a little, and let's go ahead and do, oh, before I move on, if you want a clear line there, you can come with your baby wipe and wipe it off. just like that. But notice that I did mess up some of the button impressions. Again, I'm not too worried about. I like my gel plates to be my jelly plates to be messy. But yeah, be aware that you can wipe things just carefully. But yeah, let's do it again here. Another sample, and then we will learn from our mistakes. This time I'm gonna be wiping the black before I do the impressions. So let's put some paint. And I just use generic dollar store kind of paint. I don't find a difference using expensive paint. I don't know. I've tried some with Diane Rivoli's Ranger paint that's supposed to be supposedly a higher quality paint. I didn't see any difference, to be honest. So I save my Diane for other projects and I use generic paint for my gel prints. Now I'm doing the same. Press on the black and move to the other side and make your impression on the clear. And this is made out of straw, you guys. I just got some paper straws, and I cut and paste them to a piece of cardboard, and I create this pattern. I love this pattern. I love the way it looks. And there you have it. Now, to pull those prints, I'm gonna use my color paper. This orange one, I only have round, so we'll see. I like to put a piece of paper on top of that because the corners there were not covered, so I don't want to get too messy. However, if you're not getting a little messy, you're not doing this right because gel printing is a messy process. Now, carefully I'm placing that yellow paper there on the other gel plate. And just pull your prints. Let's see what we have here. See, I love the button. It's so cute. It looks a little funny because, it's a square plate and a round piece of paper. The good thing about having homemade gel plates is that if I really wanted that round paper to be covered completely, I can just find a surface about that size and I can melt my gel plate on a microwave and do it again in whatever shape or size paper I want to use. So yeah, usually I don't clean, but I'm cleaning today because we're trying to do a clean project here, not abstract. So moving on to the next strategy, if you may, the next technique. I'm again gonna put some black ink on half of my plate. And I'm not accelerating here for you. I don't know, I think you can see the amount of paint that it's not like super wet, but it's not dry, because you need some juice to be able to transfer the image to the other side. I'm putting a little more there. And if you put too much, you can always take it out. There. Let's make a nice layer of black ink. And now I'm gonna use my bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap. It looks so nice, I think. Put it on the other side. Make your mark. Repeat the process because this plate is slightly bigger than my 6x6. This is actually half of a page. It's just the Germany pages are not 8.5 by 11. They're a little bigger. So it's about half of that. And this is my homemade gel plate. I don't know, you guys, is it jelly plate, gel plate? I never know. Some people call jelly plate, but jelly plate is actually a brand. So I guess gel plate. And then you do your little rubbing. And I just use the regular copy paper for this one, a recycled copy paper. Now let's pull this print. Oh, wow. It might not look like much, you guys, but I just love the impression of bubble wrap. This looks really good on my collage backgrounds. I love that one. So let's move on. I usually accelerate through this part because after all, I'm just pouring paint and rolling. But I decided to keep it real time just because I think you can actually get a feel for how much paint I'm using and how much rolling I'm doing to really spread that paint out. So I don't know. If it's not helpful, you can just fast forward, move on to the results. But I figure it will be helpful to show you. So there you go, my black layer. And it takes patience, it really does, because gel printing can be frustrating. You might not get the results you were hoping for, and everything's kind of like a slow process. You have to spread that paint, and sometimes you have to wait it to dry before you do the next layer. And yeah, it takes time. So there we're doing the buttons again. And now that I think you've seen how much paint I'm using, I think we can go ahead and fast forward so you don't have to watch every little step of the way. If you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, for the last technique, I'm gonna again put half a plate with the black, wipe, do my impressions with my texture plate. I'm gonna use my scoring tool to make some marks, polka dots, lines, and I'm transferring them little marks over to the other side. Now I'm gonna slow down again a little. See how I'm drawing? I wanted that side to be dry, not the black, because I wanna pull this black. So I'm gonna quickly put some red on that half. That's definitely not enough paint, but then look what's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna try it again and too much paint. So that's why it's good to have a second plate standing by so that you can repurpose your paints there. So I'm transferring over to the other plate. I'm gonna spread only in that half that was without any paint on the background. So we're gonna have a black and red print. So you spread the red, and while they're both still wet, your black needs to be wet as well, or else you're not gonna be able to pull that print. I'm just gonna spread that red because I really have a lot of red there. So I don't want to waste. You can also just brayer it into a piece of paper, but I had the plate there, so why not? So now I can pull that print and I'm gonna have a black and red gel print. So this is it, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a print out of that red one because I used too much paint. So again, using my little button texture plate. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Stay inspired. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.